Hello and welcome to today's video. This is going to be a week-long, oh, Piper's drinking water. Sorry if you can hear it. This is going to be a week-long meal type video where I'm going to show, as a solo person that lives alone with a dog, but works full-time, streams and all that, how I plan out my meals for the week, how I cook them, how I prep them, and all of that. But first, before we get into all that, we need to go to the grocery store. But before we do that, do you want to go to school? Do you want to go to school while you go grocery shopping? Would you like to go to school? I'm going to take you to school, and then I'm going to go grocery shopping. I'm going to bring all the food home, show the vlog all the food, and then go get you at 1 because it's going to start raining at 1, so hopefully I can get you before it rains. You want to go to school? She's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's go. Let's go to school. I'm going to try to record in the grocery store. I have my Insta360. I'll probably only be using this in the grocery store. I'm trying to get better at vlogging in public. Probably won't talk. It'll probably just be me putting groceries in the cart. But we're gonna put her harness on and go ahead and take her to school. I set her appointment for 11:30. It's currently 11:19 a.m. But that's okay. And I don't normally do my makeup when I go grocery shopping, but I was like, you know what? I'm filming today. Let's do a little something. So I did my usual routine, except for putting on a like tinted moisturizer. I just did concealer and really like how it turned out. My hair is very long, so I'm also bringing a hair clip in case I need to put it up. But let's go grocery shopping. Naturally it poured while I was leaving. It is storming right now. I'm gonna have to blur some of this, but hopefully you can at least see the rain. I am soaked. I am back home and it is storming. I haven't gotten Piper yet, but look, I got the neighbor's side of the house that's part of my fence pressure washed since I got yelled at by the HOA for my driveway, so I got this all pressure washed too. Not that you can really tell because look how thick that rain is. Alright, I'm gonna put the take the groceries out of the bags and show you what we got. Alright, let me show you everything I got. I spent $188, which is way too much money, but as you can see I did get some dog bones. These ones were buy one get one free, so they're digestible rawhide alternatives. We got some chicken, got apples, sweet potatoes, carrots, this is ground beef. We have a chocolate bar. They say don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. It's very good advice. Chocolate bar, we got some Sour Patch Kids. I got some cheese slices. I needed self-rising flour. They had these buy one get one free, and I thought these would be good for a week where I maybe don't feel like prepping anything, but it's uncured bacon bites, or bacon egg bites, which I make my own egg bites, but I just wanted to see how these tasted. They looked pretty good, and buy one get one free. This cheese was also buy one get one free, which is really good for a snack. We got some chocolate covered raisins for might watch a movie later. Got mini cucumbers. I have Greek yogurt, but I wanted to get the light sour cream too for something that I'm making. I got that. We got a rotisserie chicken, some eggs. This Olive Garden light Italian dressing was buy one get one free, and it's my favorite salad dressing. And then this is the sandwich that I got, which I'll show here in a minute. Got some kosher salt. They had these Good Pops buy one get one free, cherry and lemonade, no sugar added, 100% fruit juice. So I thought this would be good to try. And those were BOGO. We got some limes, bananas, strawberries, a cucumber. I think I already said the mini cucumber is back there. We have some grapes. They had this pasta buy one get one free, so I got this kind. We got a little cake slice. I just was having a major sweet tooth. This is the milk that I buy. Basically just buy oat milk. We got the unsweetened original. Some pineapple. I got some popcorn because we might watch a movie later. The best cottage cheese in the world. It was the last one. Some Cool Whip. Some Nilla wafers. Some romaine lettuce. And some Tostitos. And then I also got 2 packs of Diet Pepsi. But those are already put away. So this is everything. Oh, I don't think I showed this. I love the mini Funyuns because you can have 40 pieces for like 130 calories and they are so good. And they're small, so they're like a lot easier to eat than the big ones. I'm going to put all this stuff away. I was supposed to get Piper at 1, but it's still storming. So I think I'm going to put everything away and we're going to see how the rain is, and then we might go get her. It is storming. Lightened up, and I got the baby, and she's enjoying a bone. And then for lunch and dinner today, I'm just having a Publix sub. They are the best subs in the entire world. If you've never had one, 10 out of 10 recommend. I got just an Italian sub on white with provolone, pickles, cucumbers, lettuce. Oh, there's a random rogue olive. Don't want that. And then I put the sub dressing on it, which is why it's a little wet over there. And then some mayo. And it is just absolutely perfect. And I'm very excited to eat this. And then, so we're going to just eat this and relax, and then I watch some Grimm, and then I think we're going to prep all the stuff. But I think I'm just going to chill for a couple hours first, because I'm off tomorrow, so I can take a little bit longer than I normally would. But the sub is literally the best sub in the entire world if you've never had one. It's so good. Hopefully this doesn't look too bad on the screen, but I wanted to show how I meal plan for the week. So I have this digital meal planner that I use in GoodNotes. I will link the shop that I got it down below from, but I got it from On Studio, and it is made so you can print it out. I swapped around the days, because I basically think of my week as Sunday through Saturday, because I go grocery shopping on Sunday. So that's how I plan out my meals. As you can see, for breakfast, I just have it X'd out because I don't eat breakfast before I go grocery shopping. If I'm too full, the sight of food makes me nauseous. Like, I don't like it, or the smell. And, I don't want to eat before I go out. So we already had the Publix sub. We're doing half for lunch and half for dinner, and then I'll have like chips or something with it. So usually Sundays I keep it pretty easy, because I am running errands and I am doing all the prepping for some of the week. So it makes it much easier. So for breakfast, for Monday through Saturday, we are going to be making some bagel sandwiches. I'm going to make the high protein bagels that you make with Greek yogurt. We're going to make those into sandwiches with eggs, bacon, and cheese, which is why I bought that sliced cheese today. Very excited for those. I'm trying a different recipe than I've used before, so hopefully it turns out good. The reason I bought the rotisserie chicken is we are going to have chicken salad, which I'm going to prep today. With my chicken salad, I do chicken salad, a little bit of mayo, a little bit of pepper. I don't have to add salt because usually the chicken's already seasoned. Grapes, apples, and pecans, and it is so fabulous. And I'll just have that with like Ritz crackers, and that'll be for lunch, dinner, and then lunch on Tuesday. The way that I plan, and you can kind of see it in this, is since I stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I need to have those meals already prepped ahead of time. Whatever I usually have for dinner on Sundays, I will have for lunch and dinner Monday, and then lunch on Tuesday. Since I just am doing a Publix sub, I'm not cooking anything for dinner, so I don't have to worry about that. So for Monday, we're going to have chicken salad for both lunch and dinner, and then we'll have some leftovers for Tuesday. Tuesday night is when I'll cook again, and we're going to make these hot honey beef bowls that are so delicious, and that'll be 4 portions, which is normally what I make. The chicken salad will only be 3, which is fine. So I'll have that. I'll cook that Tuesday night. We'll have that for dinner Tuesday. We'll have it for lunch and dinner Wednesday, and then lunch on Thursday. Then for Thursday dinner, we're going to make some slow cooker chicken burrito bowls, which are amazing. I've been trying to use my slow cooker more because it just makes things so much easier. And then once again, 4 portions. So we'll have that Thursday night for dinner, then Friday for lunch and dinner, and then Saturday for lunch. And then I don't have anything listed for dinner here because I'll probably just have something quick. If there is any of this left over, I'll have that. If there isn't any of the slow cooker chicken stuff left over, I'll probably just make some pasta or something. So it's kind of a free-for-all. Sometimes I'll order whatever. But this is how I plan. So like I said, I cook Sunday night, and then I do a lot of my breakfast prep, snack prep, that type of stuff for the whole week. Then we cook again Tuesday night, then we cook again Thursday night, and then I might cook something on Saturday. So I really only cook a few nights a week, which makes things so much easier, especially when you live by yourself and you don't want to cook every day, because I definitely do not want to cook every day. Especially for one person. It's definitely rough. So that's why I'm also trying to use the slow cooker more so that I am cooking less. But this is the meal plan for the week. So tonight, what we are going to make is we're going to make our bagel sandwiches, today being Sunday, and we're going to go ahead and prep the chicken salad. I'm going to prep all of our snacks and get those all portioned out and ready to go, because I'm more likely to eat something if it's already prepped. And then we'll cook again Tuesday night. So hopefully easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It is very dark because of the rain. It stopped raining, but it's definitely Still dark outside, so we're just relaxing with some Grim, letting the baby sleep while I just also chill. All right, it is now 7:12 p.m. I have a little bit of a headache still. I took some Advil and it's still not feeling that great, but that's okay. We are going to make our bagels for our bagel sandwiches. It is literally Greek yogurt, self-rising flour, and some kosher salt, and you mix it all together and then add an egg white and whatever seasoning you want on top and bake them. So super easy. We do have an energy drink. If you never had the V8 energy drinks, they're so good. A coworker recommended them. It tastes like juice, but with 80 milligrams of caffeine. So let's pop this open. Should I have an energy drink at 7:13 p.m. now? Probably not. But if I don't, I'm going to fall asleep standing up. I'm very tired for some reason. Okay. My hair was nice and straight earlier. It got wet in the rain. We also changed into a Yellowstone shirt. So yeah, we're going to do the bagels. I will link the recipe down below that I'm using. This is a different recipe than I normally use. Hopefully it's okay. All the comments on it are good, so let's set y'all up for the KitchenAid. I'm going to use a KitchenAid instead of doing it by hand because I'm lazy. I don't want to do it by hand. It's too messy. So let's get started. For the record, I wiped the thing out, so that's why it looks the way it does. Okay, let me get the recipe that I'm using. Okay, so you gotta make sure dry ingredients first. I need 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, but the recipe does say you can use self-rising instead. Already have the oven preheating. That's definitely a little too much. All right, that should be good. Okay. Fun fact, I actually hate yogurt, like by itself. I'll use it in place of sour cream, but like I so badly want to be one of those people that has like yogurt for breakfast with like some fruit and granola, but I'm not one of those people. It's the texture. I can use it as sour cream. I just can't use it as a standalone thing. I have discovered that the only yogurt that I like, is the French one. So I don't know why. There's just something about the texture of it that I enjoy more, and I don't know why. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna cut in half and do each one in thirds. Once again, these are not super even. That's okay. Could I measure these or weigh them? Yes. Am I going to? No. So I'm basically gonna make a ball. I guess I could not put a hole in it too, so it's, you know. Because it's like a bagel sandwich, but I don't know, just not having a hole in the middle just doesn't feel the same, you know? The recipe recommends that you let the bagel sit from like 5 to 10 minutes on the baking sheet. So I'm going to do that. I am going to use everything but the salt seasoning mix from Mrs. Dash. And then I have an egg white beaten in here that we're going to put on top of it after 10 minutes. But I thought I would talk about why we're making this video. I don't know how long it's going to be. Hopefully not too long. But I originally was inspired by Chelsea Callahan. I will link her down below, as well as the video where she showed a video of just things that she makes as an also single gal that lives alone. And it just really inspired me. And I was like, I kind of want to try that. I do have I'm very lucky that I, work from home, and it does make it so I can cook during my lunch break if I really wanted to, but we really don't want to, if I'm being honest. I feel like that would take up most of my lunch break. So meal prepping is something that I enjoy doing and I like doing, and it definitely makes my life easier, especially as someone that is trying to lose weight, that is eating in a calorie deficit. And I am currently taking a GLP-1. For those that don't know, I'm on Wegovy right now, and I am down about 20 pounds. So we are trying our best, and I was hoping, maybe some of these recipes inspire someone to try them. But yeah, that's why we're doing this. I think I'm going to go edit some gaming clips because I need to get that done before the end of the day and let those bagels just chill. And I did read the recipe. Apparently she did roll it out like a snake and then connect them together. But it's too late now. I already did them all. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on this plate. I don't have a brush. So I'm going to just spoon on the egg wash as best I can. Make sure the whole top is covered. Okay. And then we're going to sprinkle on the bagel seasoning. See, this is why you want to do it on a plate, because it's very messy. So I'm going to do that to all these, and then we're going to get this in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. This is such a sad bagel. Here is how the bagels are looking. I ended up cooking them for about 27 minutes. They might be just a tad bit over, but actually I think they have a pretty good color. I'm going to take these off the rack and just let them cool while I finish editing gaming clips, and then we will get started on some other stuff. Woohoo! All right, it is 8:30. We are going to prep what we can right now. So we are going to prep the chicken salad since I need that for tomorrow. We're going to finish doing our bagel sandwiches, and we're going to cut up all the fruit that we have. And then we're going to call it a night. Basically, how I make my chicken salad is it's rotisserie chicken. You can also just make your own chicken. Grapes, apples, and pecans. It sounds weird, but I promise it is so good. I have a red delicious apple that I had from last week, and then I got some cosmic apples, and I'm going to put both of those in there. And then I just have some chopped pecans. And I just pour those in. I just measure with my heart. My heart likes that amount. Now we're going to do our grapes. I basically just rinse the grapes off and slice them. And I literally just start cutting the chicken off of the bone. And I like to just shred it with my hands and put it right in the bowl. Piper can smell the chicken. She's running in here. I do give her a little bit. So I mix the chicken in there, and I basically just add a little bit of mayo. Piper is sniffing around the tripod, so if it moves, I'm sorry. And I don't add a lot. I don't like a lot in my chicken salad. Excuse me. So maybe like that much. I'm gonna just use a flat spatula to stir it. And there we go. And then I'll just store this in the fridge. All right, now let's cook the bacon for our bagel sandwiches, prep the eggs, and get all this fruit cut up. Ugh. In case anyone's curious, the bacon I'm using is Black Label center cut bacon. Okay, I got the bacon out. I took most of the grease out. I left just a tiny bit in there instead of using oil, because that will also season the egg so I don't have to use salt. Okay, the eggs are still warm, so I'm not going to close these up until the eggs fully cool down. But here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to scoop some egg on whatever the bottom part of the bagel is. I think if I do this again, instead of doing scrambled eggs, I'm just going to cook them in the oven. I think that would have been a lot easier. And then I have those thin slices of cheese that I bought. Put that right on the egg. So that should hopefully melt the cheese. If not, when I reheat them, it will. And as you can see, the cheese is definitely melting, so that is good. Gotta get all these. They have like little parchment in between them. Okay, and then bacon I set aside and it's cooled already. I'm just gonna set that right on top. This is why I only did one piece per, because I feel like it fits perfectly on there. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I basically wrap these, now that the eggs are cooled. So I basically set that there, put it in the middle, and I just literally fold it. If there's some egg in there on the side, that's okay. So just like that. So I have 4 left. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I'm just gonna put all of them actually in, I'm gonna put them all in one freezer bag. And then I can just pull one out the night before so it can defrost in the freezer. It is now Monday, so I took it out of the foil and just popped it in the microwave for 30-second intervals, and I did 60 seconds in total, but I did 30 seconds and then 30. I think I could have done 30 seconds and then 15 because I think I got a little too warm, but perfect. Normally I'd probably have some fruit here, but I'm just going to do the sandwich itself because I'm not super hungry. Going to add a little bit of ketchup to this, and that's my breakfast. Delicious. 10 out of 10. Alright, normally I'd have lunch earlier, but it's 4:24 p.m. because I just finished the Apex Early Access stream, and we're having some chicken salad. I just put chicken salad on a plate, and I buy these Ritz crackers that come in these little packs when they're buy one get one free, and then I just transfer it to the plate. And then this is lunch. I might have some chips too. It is also storming, if you can hear that. So I just put a little bit on the cracker and eat it, and that's basically lunch. It's very delicious, tastes good, and you know, use whatever crackers you like. I've tried finding like lower calorie cracker options, but I prefer Ritz, you know. I think at the end of the day you should eat something you like, so. Alright, so I just cut up a thing of pineapple and then the strawberries, and I've heard you should put just like a little paper towel on the bottom of strawberries so that it absorbs any of the moisture. Alright, it is Tuesday night at 7:11 p.m. so we're going to make dinner. I'm making my version of the viral hot honey beef bowls. I'll show you how I do them a little bit differently. We're going to use some ground sirloin, which I'm going to get in this pan that's over here, and get that started. So normally with the viral hot honey beef bowl, it is beef cooked with taco seasoning, sweet potatoes that are roasted, cottage cheese, avocado, and then it's drizzled with hot honey. I do mine a little bit differently. So I added way too much, but we have some vinegar in this bowl, and I spilled it all over. What we're going to do is cut a cucumber, and then I'm going to peel it because I don't like the outside of a cucumber. I don't know, I feel like it's never clean enough. Get all that off. I'm going to cut it down a little bit more, and I basically cut it in half that way, lengthwise. I remember in school they called it hot dog versus hamburger. And then I'm making just these bite-sized pieces. And then these are going in the vinegar bowl. Basically just want them to soak in the vinegar while everything else cooks. Let me go ahead and flip my beef over. I don't know if there's like a technique to this, but I do let the meat cook a little bit before I go in with it. I'm very gently just breaking it up. I've already seasoned it, so this should hopefully be big enough, but I'm going to put the sweet potatoes in there. So I'm basically cutting the ends off. I need to sharpen my knife. And then I'm peeling it. You can of course keep the skin on. I know my technique is awful, I'm sorry. So I'm going to peel all these, and then I'll show you what we're going to do after. Now I'm going to cut the sweet potato. So I basically cut it pretty similar to the cucumber. So cut it down that way, and then that way, and we basically just want bite-sized pieces. Like that. And I'm going to get a spatula. Look at my new spatula that I got, and it's so cute. I haven't got to use it yet. The beef is pretty much done, but let's get this going first, and then we'll add the sauce. I just turned it down. Alright, so I'm adding pepper. I like a lot of pepper, so one a little ham. Adding salt. And then we always throw a little over our shoulder for luck. Next up, garlic powder, which I need to get more of. And then a little bit of onion powder. And then I like to add just a little bit of paprika. I have a smoked one. Use whatever you got. And I'm just going to give this a good little mix. I do air fryer 390 for like 15-ish minutes, but halfway through I like to shake it at like the 7-8 minute mark. Check on it around like 11 or 12 minutes. If it still needs more time, let it go for the full 15, but I find usually 15 to 20 minutes and they're good. Cook them until they're done. All right, so now we got the beef. There really wasn't any real grease to get out, so drain it. I have this Japanese cooking sauce and glaze with soy, ginger, and garlic. I just add that to it. Literally the only reason I use this is because it was buy one get one free, and it's actually really good. I really like it. But I use that with also a little bit of low sodium soy sauce. Literally just a little drizzle just like that. And then I just stir it. And then I might turn it off after a few minutes because it should still be hot. And then now we basically just wait for the sweet potatoes. So sweet potatoes are almost done. Might have to do a voiceover. I don't know how well you can hear me with this mic. So I'm going to start dividing this into 4 portions. So I do about 2 spoon scoops of the meat in each one. I have a double basket air fryer, but this is what mine looked like. Mine ended up cooking for 15 minutes. So I just pour them in. Again, I don't really measure. But this is the cottage cheese that I like. I like the Good Culture 2% low-fat classic cottage cheese. Give this a little mix. And I literally just put this right here, add however much you want. Probably like a little under half a cup. And then for the cucumbers, I'm gonna drain off the vinegar. There's a little bit of vinegar still in there, but I don't mind. And then I just add these right on. I do put these in the ones that I'm microwaving because it doesn't bother me. But if you don't like warmed up cucumber, keep it in a separate container. Longer it sits in the vinegar, the more pickled it'll get, so keep that in mind if you decide to keep it with the vinegar. If you were taking this to work, you could of course put this in a separate container and just bring that. Now the fun part, the hot honey. The hot honey I like is Mike's Hot Honey. It is my favorite. I absolutely love it. I like to add a little bit of black pepper on top of my cottage cheese. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. These containers I'll put in the fridge once they fully cool down. I'm just gonna set them back here so they can cool. And then now we're gonna add the hot honey. Zoom y'all in a little bit. So, whole point of this is you just drizzle it on. I like to put a little bit extra on the cottage cheese, and that's it. But that is how you make a hot honey beef bowl. If you want to do the one with taco seasoning, you would just use avocado instead. But I think it tastes really good with soy sauce. It is Thursday, and we're gonna be making some chicken crock pot tacos, burrito bowls, whatever you want to call it. You're gonna need a packet of taco seasoning. I get the less sodium, whatever you want to use. The original recipe calls for like the smaller jars, but I like to use the 24 ounce, so that's what I have. Some black beans, and then some chicken breast. I have 3, which I will show you in 1 second. So first, this is very much a set it and forget it recipe, so I like to put a little bit of the taco seasoning at the bottom, so that when I put the chicken in there, the chicken sits on top of it. I'm gonna add the chicken. All right, so I added my chicken breast in there. I did cut mine up a little bit because they had some bad bits on it, so cleaned them up a little bit. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. And then you're just gonna sprinkle the taco seasoning on top. And I usually use about half a packet for one of these. And I literally just pour it on top of the chicken. Does not sound good, but I promise it tastes great. And then lastly, I'm going to drain the beans and then add those. All right, here are the black beans. I drained them and just gave them a quick little rinse. Since I have the lower sodium, I don't always do that, and I literally just leave it like that. You can also add a half a cup to a cup of frozen corn if you like frozen corn. I don't like frozen corn, so I don't add it, and that's literally it. And I'm gonna set it on high. This will take about 2 to 3 hours on high, or 4 to 6 on low, depending on how much chicken you put, how thick your chicken is. 2 of my pieces are kind of thin, so I don't think it's gonna take too long. Usually for the chicken, I do 2 to 3 chicken breasts for just me to have leftovers. So it really depends on how many portions you wanna make and how big your chickens are. But now we just sit it and forget it, and I'll show you what it looks like after. All right, it's a few minutes after 6, and this is done. You can tell it's done because the chicken will just absolutely fall apart when you touch it with anything. So I'm basically going to just shred the chicken and just leave this in here on warm. It's time to assemble the bowl. I made some basmati rice. So I'm going to just add that into my little bowl here. I try to add like, you know, a good amount of it. A little over half a cup is kind of the vibe I'm going for. And then for the chicken, I ended up shredding it with just 2 forks. I didn't show it because I didn't think that would be very exciting. And then I just put this on the side, and since everything's all mixed up, it's super easy to just get everything out. Get about that much chicken. Oh, you can't even see my bowl. That's awkward, you couldn't see the bowl. But that's about how much chicken I have in there. And then we'll portion the rest of it out. That's about what I got. And then I like to take some lime juice and put it on the chicken and the rice, because I just think it's delicious. And yes, you could do a cilantro lime. Oh my god, you could do a cilantro lime rice, but I can't eat cilantro because it tastes like soap. So, got some romaine lettuce that I'm gonna add. That is already washed. I'm just putting that in the corner of the bowl, like so. Some light sour cream. You could use whatever you want. Sometimes I use Greek yogurt, but I just really wanted sour cream because this has the little, it like goes out like that. Doesn't look very pretty, but it tastes good, I promise. Some good old shredded cheese. I'm just gonna put that over here. Really wanted a crunchy element with these, so I got just the bite-sized Tostitos. So I will just grab a serving size of this and add it to the bowl. A serving size is 22 chips. I don't really want that many, so I'm just gonna add that, and then if I want a few more, I can get more. But this is our dinner, and then I'll have the same thing for lunch and dinner tomorrow, and then lunch on Saturday. Super easy, high in proteins. We got the chicken, very delicious, and everything just cooked in the crock pot except for the rice. So perfect. It was excellent. I still need to clean the counter, so don't judge. But I prepped the rice, the chicken with the beans and the salsa and everything in, along with cheese, in some containers, and then I even had more chicken. So this ended up making over like 5 portions. So probably add a little bit more chicken to this one. So I have this if I want to add more chicken to any of these. And then these I'll just reheat and then add the lettuce and the sour cream. So perfect. I might even, Saturday night for dinner, I might just have this with some of the chips and some cheese and just make some like nacho type of moment. It is now Saturday for lunch, and I ordered a Wawa ham and turkey sandwich with bacon, and I got lettuce and some mayo. It is so good. And I got some Cheeto Puffs. I still have some of the chicken burrito bowl stuff prepped, but it is giving me acid reflux because of the spice in it, like the spices, the salsa. I do take acid reflux medicine, but I thought I would give my insides a break for lunch. So I am going to have I have 1 bowl left of the like chicken burrito bowl thing, have that for dinner. But I thought for lunch I'd have a nice sandwich and some puffs. And then I also ordered one of their frozen caramel coffees. It was spilled in the lid of the cup, as you can kind of see here. So I took it out and I put it in my cute little Barbie McDonald's cup. You can't get it with whipped cream when it's delivered, which is fine. So I just added my own with a little bit of drizzle of caramel. And I'm just going to have this because I'm trying to not take a nap. I usually take naps on Saturdays sometimes. And I'm trying not to. I just want to watch Grimm and relax and eat my lunch. So this concludes my week in a life of what I eat and prep and how I cook things. I will leave recipe links down below, as well as just recipe guidelines down below for anything that does not have a link. That is something that I just cook by memory, I guess. And I hope you enjoyed. Maybe we'll do one of these again. And I'm always looking to try new recipes. So if you have any you think I would like, please let me know. But thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go eat my very delicious sandwich, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!